Today we're checking out the long overdue HUAWEI FreeClip. They've been out for over a year but have had some updates since their initial release and really blew me away with their features, quality and sound. So today I'll be scoring and ranking them against 17 open earbuds in 10 categories. The two clip-on buds in my ranking include the Soundcore C40i and Bose Ultra Open. That'll be the main comparison as they're in a similar price, as you can get the FreeClip for around $199 US, $299 Australian. You can customize all this scoring with my free spreadsheet link below, which I'll cover later. But now let's start with category 1, comfort. Quick disclaimer, this is how the buds fit me. We all have different ears, especially when it comes to open earbuds, it's a bit trickier. But I need to score the FreeClip a 10 out of 10 when it comes to comfort. This clip-on style should work well for any type of ear, because you get just enough clamping force so the buds are secure, but not so much that there's too much pressure. And these are the lightest clip-on bud I've tested at 5.6 grams. The driver or acoustic ball, they call it, is just incredibly compact, so this causes no pressure on the inside of your ear. And the part that rests on the back of your ear, they call it the comfort bean. It's comprised of smooth plastic and it's slightly curved, so it just feels like you're not wearing earbuds at all. They're actually more comfortable than the Bose Ultra Open, which I had scored a 10 out of 10, but I had to bring them down to a 9.5 because the FreeClip are just more comfortable. Now category 2 is the security of the fit. And I'm scoring the FreeClip a 9 out of 10, as I do for most earbuds. They lock in place perfectly for me, whether I'm running or weight training. And these are gonna work the best when running because they're an open earbud, so you can hear your surroundings perfectly. You don't get any body-borne noise from the impact you make on the ground or heavy breathing reverberating through an ear tip. If you use these in the gym though, keep in mind you're gonna hear all your surroundings, so I personally wouldn't use them in a gym. I prefer noise canceling earbuds. And all the earbuds that have that extra half point give you some form of customization with their fit. So the only issue here with security is going to be if you have very small ears, or I guess like thin ears, where it's going to be a bit of a looser fit. I have large ears, but I don't know how thick my ears are. They're probably slightly thicker, so keep that in mind. Now category 3 is the IP rating. So the buds are IP54, dust and water resistant. So they get a score of 9.5 out of 10. For open ear standards, this is great. They're going to work fine with any sweaty workout, use in the rain, and going to be better protected against sand or like dusty environments. Now category 4 is case and battery life. And I'm scoring the FreeClip an 8.5 out of 10. Overall, solid stuff. So the advertised amounts you're getting here is 8 hours on the buds and 36 hours in total with the case. That's with Huawei's test at 50% volume using the AAC codec. You also get fast charge here, so chuck the buds in the case for 10 minutes and you're gonna get 3 hours of playback on the buds. You can also charge your case wirelessly. And the case itself is very compact and quite thin. I have it ranked 4th thinnest on par with the Bose Ultra Open. And here it is compared to one of the thinnest cases, the Soundcore AeroFit. So not as thin, but definitely more compact. It also doesn't matter which side you put each earbud in, as they'll fit on either side of the case, as they're exactly the same. They're the same bud pretty much. There's no difference. The only thing holding them back from a higher score is the earbud battery you get on open earbuds. Sometimes goes up to like 16 hours, which means you get a chunkier earbud, so it kind of depends on what you're looking for there. 8 hours is more than enough for most people. Now, category 5 is controls. And I'm scoring the FreeClip a 9 out of 10. You get some pretty unique features here. So these use touch controls and you have 3 areas you can tap on. The acoustic ball close to your ear canal, the C bridge, they call it on the side, or the comfort bean on the back of your ear. The C bridge gives you a double tap or triple tap, which you can customize on the left or right earbud to play pause, track control, voice assistant, or nothing. The acoustic ball and comfort bean are used specifically for adjusting volume. This is still considered an experimental feature. I don't think this was available when the buds released. But you can long hold on the acoustic ball to increase volume, long hold on the comfort bean to decrease volume. It's a bit awkward to know where you're tapping, and you do need to tap quite firm, otherwise it won't respond. Basically hit the bud as hard as you can without injuring yourself, and it should work most of the time. You can keep holding and increase for a maximum of 3 notches of volume each time, and you get a subtle beep feedback so you know how many clicks of volume have increased or decreased. Pretty smart move. It's definitely not the most intuitive. Like the Bose Ultra Open does have one physical button, which gives you all the controls you need. So I'd personally prefer just one physical button. But the FreeClip has some extra features here, like wearing detection, which is very rare for open earbuds. I don't actually know how it works because you don't get a seal with an ear tip. So however it works here, you can take one earbud off your ear and your music will automatically pause, chuck it back on, your music will resume. Now this did work on my iPhone 15 Pro, but on my MacBook Pro M1 16-inch, the wearing detection wouldn't work. And another unique feature here is drop protection. So how this works is, say you're wearing both earbuds and one flies off your ear and you don't notice it for some reason, you get a little beep feedback in the earbud that's still in your ear to let you know that the earbud fell, which kind of makes sense because when you have the earbuds on, you probably forget that you're wearing them because they're so comfortable. So I guess that's why they added this feature in. So you can turn it on or off if you like. And since both buds are completely identical, they use what they call audio channel switching. So let's say like you take both earbuds out, throw them on your desk or whatever, then you put them back in and you're actually putting the wrong earbud on either ear. You just chuck them on, nod your head down, and it will automatically change it to the correct audio channel. Pretty cool. Now, category 6 is connectivity. And you're really getting everything you need here, so I'm scoring them a 9.5 out of 10. So you get Bluetooth 5.3, SBC, AAC, and L2HC, which is specific to Huawei devices. Kind of like LDAC, but it seems like you get better latency. Now you are able to use one earbud at a time while leaving the other in the case, and it will work in mono mode, so you're gonna hear the left and right audio channel when using just one earbud. And you do get multi-point connection here, so you can have two devices connected to the buds at the same time. You just need to pause playback on one device before you play it on the other device for that audio to kick in. Now, when it comes to video latency, it's completely fine, as are most buds today, but there's also a low latency mode, which is really going to improve the latency when gaming. So even with it off, gaming's pretty good, but turn that on and the latency is even more suitable for games like shooters. All right, category 7 is call quality, and I run through 3 tests here: a quiet room, simulation crowd noise, and a simulation windy city with construction noise. Total score is the average of all 3 tests. First of all, you can't mute your microphone using the controls on the earbuds when you're on a call, but you are able to adjust volume. And you also have the option to nod your head to answer a call or shake your head to the side to reject a call. And in my testing, it worked really well. Now, the overall call quality here is great. I'm scoring them an 8 out of 10. They actually performed the best in the Windy City test, which is great because that's the trickiest test. A lot of the earbuds really struggle. So I'll show you some samples here compared to the Bose Ultra Open, as well as one of the highest ranked Soundcore AeroFit 2. All right, here's the call quality of the Bose Ultra Open in a quiet room. All right, here's the call quality of the HUAWEI FreeClip in a quiet room. All right, here's the call quality of the Soundcore AeroFit 2 in a quiet room. All right, now I'm going to see how the microphones block out some simulation crowd noise. All right, here's the call quality of the Bose Ultra Open with some simulation crowd noise. All right, here's the call quality of the HUAWEI FreeClip with some simulation crowd noise. All right, here is the call quality of the Soundcore AeroFit 2 with some simulation crowd noise. All right, now I have some city noise, some construction noise, and some simulation wind. All right, here's the call quality of the Bose Ultra Open with some city noise, some construction noise, and some simulation wind. All right, here's the call quality of the HUAWEI FreeClip with some city noise, some construction noise, and some simulation wind. All right, here's the call quality with some city noise, construction noise, and some simulation wind. All right, now onto category 8, app customization and extra features. I'm giving them a score here of 8 out of 10. So you can get the app on iOS or Android. Keep in mind on Android, you have to go through the browser to download the Huawei Manager app, and then you can get it. You can eventually get it to work if you need. So the main page there has a battery life of the buds and the case. Sound has 4 EQ presets, but you don't get any band EQ here. Not a huge loss because EQing open earbuds is very tricky. Gesture control has a control customization I ran through before. Head control has your toggle to nod or shake your head to answer calls. Find My earphones will emit a beep from the earbuds if you misplace them. You might get location on a Huawei device, but I'm not able to test this. Experimental features has the volume control toggle. You got firmware updates, and settings has your extra toggles such as wearing detection, drop detection, low latency mode, auto switch channels, charging case tone, and finally you have an option to automatically increase and decrease volume based on the noise around you. So you get some basics here as well as some nice extras. All right, now onto the final 2 rounds here, sound quality. Now 2 major things to cover here. First is how the fit is gonna affect the sound quality. So with open earbuds, you don't have a seal. Basically, the closer the bud is to your ear canal, the fuller and the richer the sound will be. We'll have different ear shapes and sizes, so it's gonna depend on your ear shape and size. Second is when it comes to open ear sound quality, you gotta bring your expectations down compared to a regular in-ear earbud. You don't have a seal, so the drivers are working overtime to push out a rich sound, especially when it comes to bass. You basically don't get any sub bass on any of these earbuds. But now that's out of the way, let's start with volume. So these buds do go quite loud. They're definitely not the loudest, but I do have them ranked tied 3rd with the Bose Ultra Open. When you start going past 80%, this is getting into hearing loss territory, but it's still nice to have more volume than you need, especially when you're using an open earbud in a noisy environment. you're gonna hear all your surrounding sounds, so you need your earbuds to be louder, which is sort of like an issue with open earbuds. If you're in a noisy environment, you need to listen to the earbuds louder, which is not the best for your hearing. In terms of sound leakage, this is the best on my ranking. I'd put it on par with the Bose Ultra Open. So if you're listening around 60% volume in a really quiet room, someone close to you will like hear a tiny bit of sound. If you're closer to max volume, then they're gonna hear the music quite easily, but not to the point of like, if you're on a phone call, they're gonna be able to hear the other person speaking, if that makes sense. But now onto the sound itself, I'm breaking this into 2 rounds, below 60% volume and above 60% volume. Because at lower volumes, the drivers can take advantage of using less power and pushing out a fuller, richer sound. At high volumes, you normally lose bass because the drivers are working overtime and they gotta avoid distorting. But the FreeClip sound very nice at low volumes. I'm scoring them a 9 out of 10. You get a crisp treble response here with nice mids, so the overall instrument separation and detail is great. That's definitely the standout here. The bass is also solid for open ear standards. The deeper bass and mid bass is slightly lacking. I think they could have pushed out slightly more. That's why the Bose Ultra Open has a score of 10, as they have a much richer bass response at low volumes. Clarity of sound though is better on the FreeClip. You can turn on the Elevate EQ preset, which does boost the bass slightly, but you lose a bit of vocal clarity. Upper mids are also brought down slightly, so things like guitars and some instrumentation is a bit muted. But this will work better if you mainly listen to bass-heavy electronic music. There is a tiny bit of distortion, even at low volumes though. I always use some psytrance songs to test this because there's quite a bit of bass and there's a lot of punch to it, so this will normally bring out some distortion issues. It is quite subtle though. I only noticed it at like exactly 50% volume. Below that and above that, it pretty much goes away. So if you use the vocal or treble EQ preset, this will completely get rid of it. Now keep in mind, most open earbuds have some form of distortion, so this is definitely on the lower side. Now onto sound quality above 60% volume, I'm scoring the FreeClip a 9.5 out of 10. I say the sweet spot for these buds is around 55% to like 85% volume. This is where the bass starts to kick in a little bit more now, and you still get that great clarity you got at low volumes. So things like distorted guitars, percussion, even vocals just have a little bit of a richer and fuller sound with that extra bass. But it's still very clean, it has nice punch to it. You do retain a lot of bass up to about 85% volume. Then on those last 3 clicks, you basically lose most of the bass. This only happens on bass heavy tracks though, like electronic music, but the great mid-range and treble retains at those high volumes, giving you a more natural and clean sound. Now I've scored them the same as the Bose Ultra Open because both buds have their pros and cons. The Ultra Open has slightly more bass and crisp treble. I'd say it's on the V-shaped side. The FreeClip bass is a bit punchier, vocals are a bit cleaner, and the upper mids are more forward. So instrumentation like distorted guitars have more attack and realism. There's still some slight distortion on kind of kick-focused bass-heavy electronic music, but it's actually not as noticeable at high volumes compared to the 50% volume issue. So despite a few hiccups, for open ear standards, the sound is great. But now that wraps up all 10 categories, and before we go into the final score, here's how you can customize it with a free spreadsheet linked below. So on there you can compare all the earbuds easily, and the personalized scoring is super simple. Just fill out a number in the importance column, that'll multiply the entire category, which will give you a new total score for all the buds and a new custom ranking. But now the final scores are in, and the FreeClip finished in second place with 90 out of 100. So compared to the Bose Ultra Open, the FreeClip are the better option in almost every way. If you don't mind a wing style open earbud, the Soundcore AeroFit 2 are definitely the best value option, considering they're about half the price of the FreeClip. So here's my full review of the AeroFit 2 if you want to check that out. Thanks a lot for tuning in, stay picky, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.